Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Fed Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading, and today is May 28th, 2025, and today is Wednesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, U.S. markets surge after President Trump announces a push away to some of the tariffs, and you know it's not going to be a boring presidency. So with that said, excitement across the board. But first, looking at today's major economic events, we have at 8 p.m. South African time from the United States an FOMC Meeting Minutes. That's the FOMC Fed rate decision. That's to the last decision, and they discuss it. Now, also today, we have corporate earnings for Nvidia. Everybody's checking it out, seeing how the AI-driven market is coming along. Now, looking at the market, starting on with the Forex symbols, the U.S. dollar does get a bounce, and looking at the indices, yes, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ surge almost across the board. And looking at commodities, they're really unchanged. However, looking at the stocks, this is where it gets kind of interesting. Tesla did have a 6% gain yesterday, as Elon Musk says he's going to be refocusing himself with the company. And lastly, look at cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin remains unchanged. So let's take a look at markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So here we go with the GBP USD. Now the dollar is getting stronger, and that means the GBP is retracing. And sure enough, we're breaking that 30-day moving average on a 4-hour chart. That's not major, but it might develop into something major, as if it pushes down below this 8-day moving average on daily. That's going to be major. So keep this in the sights. Canadian dollar doing somewhat of the same thing, getting a little bit of a bounce here. And the Japanese yen also getting a bit of a bounce for the dollar. Okay, if we have the USD comes first, that means the dollar is getting stronger. And GBP USD, you get it. Okay, we've mentioned that several times. All right, so jumping into the markets, okay, the US markets, they did surge yesterday, okay, 21,390, but we're on resistance. So keep that in mind on the NASDAQ. And if we look at the Dow Jones, also, we did have a nice move upwards, but we haven't broken above that 200-day moving average, which we had before. However, looking at today, if Nvidia comes out with really stellar earnings and things are moving along in the AI, which you see that they are, I mean, you just feel it in the markets that it's just coming along. Anything on social media is everything about AI. So with that said, as corporations are starting to use the AI-driven tools in their businesses, in personal life, whatever it is, it's happening. And I believe that the market's going to surge further because there's going to be extra demand for Nvidia chips. Now, looking at Nvidia today, okay, we are looking at it at 133, so it has some momentum on the upside. So keep that on radar today. Now, the earning report is coming after the market closes, so it'll be at 11-ish or 10-ish p.m. South African time, so be aware of that as well. Now, looking at the individual stocks, the other stocks, Tesla pushing above that 353 level. This was such a great buy at 219. I mean, retrospect, hindsight is 2020, right? But we're at a really pivotal level here because we're almost about 50% from our highs of 487-ish level, and coming back from that 200-ish level. So between the 200 to the 487, somewhere a midpoint right now. And that's a super, super important level. And you can see we're hitting previous resistance-ish areas. Okay, so keep that in the radar, as this may retrace, as this could have been just a fade move. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now, the other stocks, they did go higher, okay, almost across the board. However, some more, some less, but you want to focus on being very careful today, because I do expect a choppy market before the number comes out today for Nvidia. So keep that in mind. And lastly, let's take a look at Bitcoin. It's steady, okay, unchanged at 108, not going higher, not going lower. So keep this on the radar. Again, it just, until there's going to be a breakout, it's just going to have to be wait and watch. This is Fed Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.